My father, Jim Neilson, played professional hockey for nearly 2 decades.
For anyone who makes the National Hockey League, it's quite an accomplishment because it's so very hard to do it, right, and make it there.
When you think of his upbringing, he was an Indigenous child growing up in an orphanage in northern Saskatchewan in the 1940s and 50s, like really with no parental support.
Making it to the National Hockey League from those humble beginnings in an orphanage is not supposed to happen, but it did happen for my dad. And he was able to carve out a 17-year career, 12 years in New York City, right? And for the Rangers. His first NHL game that he saw was the one he played in.
He had all the odds in life stacked against him. And he was able to make a really very successful career in hockey.
When Dad started in the National Hockey League, there were only 6 teams in the NHL. He would have been one of approximately 120 players playing professional hockey in the NHL at the time.
And he spent many years as a player and after he retired from hockey, touring reserves and going to different events to talk to, particularly young people and to encourage them to do their best and to work hard and, continue with your education or your sport and just not to give up. A message of just, you got to keep trying and you never know what can happen to you.
Because of his background growing up at the orphanage and really coming from very little even before the orphanage, he was in a unique position to speak to kids about hard work, discipline, and certainly needing a little bit of good fortune to make it to where he did.
Is known as a trailblazer. Is able to, create a path for others to follow. And especially for Indigenous athletes, Indigenous hockey players who have hurdles to overcome.
What he achieved on and off the ice it made him someone that people are inspired by to this day.
I think Dad having a career in the NHL allowed him to have a life that he never, ever would have imagined. His hockey playing career and his life, because of hockey, took him, beyond his wildest dreams.